1000 LB Sisters wedding countdown is on. Amy Slaton prepares to walk down the aisle, but will sister Tammy and family attend? Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For 1000 pounds sister latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. The air is thick with lace, laughter, last-minute alterations, and lingering questions. As the wedding countdown for Amy Slaton ticks ever closer to zero, the emotional stakes rise higher than the towering tiers of her custom cake. TLC's beloved reality stars, the Slaton sisters Amy and Tammy, have spent years in the public eye, navigating weight loss, family drama, personal triumphs, and heartbreaking setbacks. But nothing has ever quite prepared viewers or the sisters themselves for this. Amy's walk down the aisle, and with it, the burning, unspoken question hanging over every fitting, every toast, every tearful phone call: will Tammy be there? Amy Slaton, vibrant, determined, and newly engaged to her longtime love, Michael Halterman, is stepping into a new chapter. It's one she's dreamed of for years: white dress, sparkling rings, a sea of smiling faces, and the promise of forever whispered beneath twinkling lights. But weddings, especially in families as complex and close-knit as the Slatons, are rarely just about the bride and groom. They're about who shows up, who stands beside you, who chooses in that sacred moment to be present. And for Amy, no presence matters more than Tammy's. To understand the weight of this moment, no pun intended, you have to go back. Way back. Amy and Tammy didn't just grow up together. They survived together. Their childhood in Kentucky was marked by hardship, emotional turbulence, and a bond that only siblings who've weathered storms side by side can truly understand. They were each other's safe harbor, their fiercest defenders, their built-in best friends. Even as their weights climbed into the hundreds, then thousands of pounds, they clung to each other. The world might judge, but they had each other. That's what made their joint decision to undergo weight loss surgery so monumental. It wasn't just a medical choice, it was a pact, a vow to reclaim their lives together. And for a while, it worked. The world watched, captivated, as the sisters supported each other through grueling recoveries, dietary overhauls, and emotional breakthroughs. They celebrated each pound lost, each small victory, each milestone reached together. But transformation is never linear. And as Amy began to thrive, shedding weight, gaining confidence, falling in love, Tammy struggled. The scales didn't move as quickly for her. The emotional demons roared louder, and slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the sisters began to drift. It wasn't one big blowout, it was 1,000 tiny cuts. A missed phone call here, a snide comment there, a birthday forgotten, a surgery date unacknowledged. Resentment simmered beneath the surface, Amy feeling abandoned in her joy, Tammy feeling left behind in her pain. Social media didn't help. Public spats, cryptic posts, passive-aggressive comments, the sisters' private pain became public spectacle. And then came the interventions, the ultimatums, the tearful confrontations filmed for the cameras. Fans held their breath, hoping for reconciliation. But healing takes time and sometimes space. Amy moved forward with her life. New home, new relationship, new goals. Tammy retreated inward, focusing on her own battles, her own pace, her own path to wellness. Which brings us to now. Amy's wedding planning has been nothing short of cinematic. From the moment Michael got down on one knee, in a moment so tender it brought even the most jaded viewers to tears, Amy has thrown herself into the details with joyful abandon. She's tried on dozens of gowns, finally settling on a breathtaking A-line with delicate lace sleeves and a corset back that hugs her transformed figure just right. She's sampled cakes, debated floral arrangements, pored over seating charts, and practiced her vows in the mirror until her voice didn't crack. But behind the Pinterest perfect mood boards and glittering centerpieces lies a quiet anxiety. Every time she picks up the phone to call Tammy to share a swatch, to ask for advice, to simply say, "I'm getting married," her finger hovers. Will Tammy answer? Will she care? Will she come? Amy doesn't talk about it much on camera. She smiles through interviews, deflects with humor, focuses on Michael, on her dad, on her bridesmaids. But those who know her best, her makeup artist, her wedding planner, her closest friends, see the shadows in her eyes when Tammy's name is mentioned. She wants her sister there more than anything, confides one source close to the bride. But she's also trying to protect her heart. She's been hurt before. She's not going to beg Dot. Meanwhile, Tammy Slaton remains an enigma. Since stepping back from the spotlight to focus on her health, both physical and mental, she's kept a low profile. Her social media is sparse, her public appearances rare. When she does post, it's usually workout selfies, inspirational quotes, or pictures of her beloved dogs. No mention of the wedding. No congratulations. No RSVP. Friends say Tammy is in a good place finally. She's attending therapy regularly, sticking to her nutrition plan, even dabbling in water aerobics. She's proud of how far she's come, says a source. But weddings, they're complicated, especially when you're still working on yourself. There's no denying Tammy loves her sister. That bond, forged in childhood trauma and teenage rebellion and adult struggles, doesn't just vanish. But love doesn't always mean attendance. Love doesn't always mean showing up in a dress and heels and a smile for the cameras. Sometimes, love means knowing when you're not ready, when your presence might do more harm than good, when your own healing has to come first. Tammy's wrestling with a lot, another insider reveals. She wants to be there for Amy, she really does, but she's scared. Scared of being judged, scared of triggering old patterns, scared of breaking down in front of everyone. She doesn't want to steal Amy's spotlight, but she also doesn't want to be a ghost in the background. And then there's the rest of the family. Amy and Tammy's father, Darlene's ex-husband, has been a steady presence in Amy's life, helping with wedding prep, offering dad jokes at fittings, proudly showing off photos of his little girl in her gown. But family dynamics are never simple. Some relatives have taken sides, others have stayed silent. A few have tried to play peacemaker with mixed results. One particularly tense family dinner, captured but not yet aired, for the upcoming wedding special, reportedly ended in tears when the topic of Tammy's attendance came up. "It's her wedding," one aunt reportedly said. "She shouldn't have to beg her own sister to show up." Another relative shot back. "And Tammy shouldn't have to force herself into a situation that's bad for her mental health." Amy, caught in the middle, reportedly excused herself from the table. "It's heartbreaking," says a production insider. "You can see how much this is tearing her up inside. She wants the fairy tale, but she also wants her sister. And right now, she's not sure she can have both." Enter Michael Halterman, Amy's rock, her cheerleader, her soon-to-be husband. By all accounts, Michael has handled the Tammy situation with grace, patience, and unwavering support. He doesn't push Amy to reconcile. He doesn't badmouth Tammy. He simply holds space for Amy's grief, her hope, her uncertainty. "He's been amazing," says Amy's wedding planner. He reminds her that the day is about them, about their love, their future. He doesn't want family drama to overshadow that. But he also knows how much Tammy means to her. So he's walking this tightrope with her, supporting her hope without feeding her anxiety. In private moments, Michael has reportedly told Amy, "However this day unfolds, I've got you. Whether she's there or not, you're not alone." It's a sentiment that brings Amy to tears every time. As the wedding date looms just days away now, the tension is palpable. Invitations have been sent, hotel blocks are booked, the cake is being assembled, the flowers are being arranged, the photographer has shot list in hand. Everything is ready. Except for one thing. Tammy's RSVP remains unconfirmed. Amy has stopped asking. She's stopped calling. She's made her peace, or at least she's pretending to. I've invited her, she told a friend recently. The ball's in her court. I can't control what she does. I can only control how I show up, and I'm going to show up as the happiest bride alive. But those closest to her say she still checks her phone every morning, still glances at her mailbox, still holds her breath every time the doorbell rings. This isn't just about a wedding. It's about sisterhood, about forgiveness, about the messy, complicated, beautiful reality of family. It's about whether love can survive distance, emotional and physical, whether healing can happen in parallel, even when paths diverge, whether a single I do can bridge years of silence. Fans are divided. Some say Tammy owes it to Amy to be there, that family is family, no matter what. Others argue that Tammy's mental health must come first, that forcing herself into a triggering situation helps no one. Still, others believe this is Amy's day, and Tammy's absence, while painful, shouldn't define it. But Amy isn't thinking in sound bites. She's thinking in heartbeats, in memories, in shared secrets and inside jokes, and late-night ice cream binges and hospital vigils and whispered I love yous in the dark. She's thinking about the little girl who held her hand through every scary moment, and wondering if that girl will hold her bouquet as she walks toward her future. Picture it. The music swells. The doors open. Amy takes a deep breath, adjusts her veil, and steps forward. Cameras flash. Guests rise. Michael's eyes fill with tears as he sees his bride for the first time. But who stands beside her? Will it be her father, proud, emotional, guiding her with a trembling hand? Will it be a bridesmaid laughing through happy tears, holding the train just so? Or will it be Tammy? Will she be there in a dress she's proud of, with a smile that's genuine, with arms open wide for a sister she's missed more than words can say? Or will her chair remain empty, a silent testament to wounds not yet healed, bridges not yet rebuilt? No one knows. Not yet. And perhaps that's the most powerful part of this story, because weddings aren't fairy tales. They're real-life messy, unpredictable, achingly human. They're about love, yes, but also about loss. About hope, but also about heartbreak. About new beginnings, but also about old wounds. Amy Slaton is about to marry the love of her life. She's radiant. She's ready. She's brave. But as she walks down that aisle, every step will echo with the question, is she walking toward her future alone, or will her past in the form of her sister, her other half, her first best friend be walking beside her? The clock is ticking. The flowers are blooming. The dress is hanging, ready. And somewhere, Tammy Slaton is making a choice that will echo far beyond the altar. A choice that will define not just a wedding, but a sisterhood. Regardless of whether Tammy attends, one thing is certain. This wedding will be unforgettable. Not because of the dress, or the cake, or the guest list, but because of the love that brought Amy here. The love of Michael, the love of her father, the love of her friends, and yes, the enduring, complicated, unbreakable love of her sister. Because even if Tammy isn't physically present on the big day, she's there in every laugh Amy lets out, every tear she wipes away, every moment of courage she summons. Tammy is in the way Amy stands a little taller, speaks a little softer, loves a little deeper because Tammy taught her how. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. Or maybe, just maybe, Tammy will surprise everyone, including herself. The countdown continues. The world watches. And two sisters bound by blood, tested by time, shaped by struggle, stand on the precipice of a new beginning. Together or apart, only time and Tammy will tell. Amy Slaton doesn't want to go to the wedding. It's not that she's anti-love. It's not that she hates cake or dancing or watching people awkwardly sway to At Last under twinkle lights. She's been to enough weddings, some joyful, some tear-stained, some where the open bar ran dry by 7 p.m. to know what they're about. But this one feels like walking into a room where everyone's already whispering about you before you even take off your coat. Tammy, of course, is thrilled. Tammy Slaton has RSVP'd Hell Yes in glitter pen. She's already picked out 3 different dresses, 2 of them sequined, one with sleeves that flare like angel wings, and she's mentally rehearsed her toast at least 5 times while folding laundry. She's excited for the couple. She's excited for the food. She's excited to be seen, not as the woman who used to weigh nearly 700 pounds, not as the sister who once lived in the shadow of her siblings' rebellion, but as Tammy Slaton. Vibrant, thriving, radiant, and finally, unapologetically, herself. Amy. Not so much. It's not even about the dress, though. That's part of it. Finding something that fits, that doesn't pinch, that doesn't make her feel like she's wearing a tent with a zipper that's its own kind of battlefield. It's not even about the travel, though. Flying these days feels like being packed into a sardine can with extra turbulence and judgmental armrests. It's deeper. It's the eyes, the glances, the polite smiles that don't quite reach the eyes. The way people still sometimes look at her like she's a spectacle, not a person. And this wedding? It's not just any wedding. It's their cousin's, the same cousin who, 10 years ago, forgot to invite Amy to her baby shower because we didn't think you'd be comfortable. The same cousin who, at Tammy's own wedding, whispered to her mother, "I hope they don't eat all the appetizers." The same cousin who posts inspirational quotes about self-love and body positivity on Instagram, but unfollowed Amy the week she posted a swimsuit photo from vacation. Amy remembers all of it. She doesn't hold grudges, at least. That's what she tells herself. But she holds receipts. And this wedding invitation? It feels less like a celebration and more like a test. "You're seriously not going?" Tammy asks, standing in Amy's kitchen, arms crossed, one hip cocked like she's about to launch into a reality TV confessional. Amy doesn't look up from her phone. "I'm seriously not going." "But it's Lacey's wedding." "I know whose wedding it is. And she invited us. Both of us. Yeah, I saw the envelope. Pretty font." Tammy huffs, pacing now, her slippers scuffing against the linoleum. "Amy, come on. You can't keep doing this. Every family thing, every reunion, every graduation, you find a reason not to go. I'm tired. I don't have anything to wear. I don't feel like driving. I think I'm coming down with something." "You used to love weddings." "I used to love a lot of things," Amy mutters. Tammy stops pacing. She turns. Looks at her sister, really looks at her. Is this about what happened at Aunt Carol's? Amy's thumb freezes mid-scroll. She doesn't answer. Tammy sighs. She apologized for that. Yeah. 3 years later, after her kid's birthday party, when she realized I hadn't been tagged in any photos. She felt bad. She felt awkward. There's a difference. Tammy walks over and leans against the counter beside her. "Look, I get it. People suck. Family especially. But you can't let them win by staying home. I'm not letting them win. I'm choosing peace. Peace or isolation." Amy finally looks up. Her eyes are tired. Not sleepy tired. Soul tired. You don't get it, Tammy. You walk into a room and people light up. They hug you. They ask you questions. They want selfies with you. You're Tammy Slaton, reality star, weight loss warrior, motivational queen. Me? I'm Amy Tammy's sister. Or worse, the one who used to weigh. Tammy's face softens. That's not true. It is, and I'm okay with it, mostly. But I don't need to walk into a room full of side eyes and forced small talk just to prove I'm fine. I am fine. At home, with my dog and my snacks. And my shows Tammy pushes off the counter. You're not fine. You're hiding. I'm protecting my energy. You're letting fear run your life. Amy stands up now, phone clutched tight. You don't get to tell me what fear looks like, Tammy. You don't know what it's like to walk into a room and feel like everyone's mentally calculating how many chairs you'll break. Tammy flinches. That's not fair. Neither is pretending like everyone suddenly loves us because we're on TV. Tammy's voice cracks a little. I want us to be together. At things. Like sisters. Like we used to be. Amy's shoulders sag. We're not the same sisters we used to be, and that's not all bad. But it means we don't have to do everything together anymore. But this is family. Family's complicated. Since when did you become so cynical? Since I stopped pretending people's opinions don't hurt. Silence settles between them, thick and heavy, like wet laundry draped over a chair. Tammy walks to the fridge, opens it, stares inside like the answer's behind the milk carton. What if I promise to run interference? I'll sit with you the whole time. I'll shut down anyone who says anything stupid. I'll even eat the last piece of cake so you don't get side-eyed for it. Amy almost smiles. Almost. You'd do that in a heartbeat. And what if someone asks me why I haven't lost more weight? I'll say you're focusing on your health, not the scale. What if someone says I look good for my size L? I'll say she looks good, period. And so do you for someone who still uses AOL. Amy snorts. You wouldn't. I absolutely would. What if Lacey's mother corners me to tell me how inspiring I am again? I'll remind her that you're not a TED Talk. You're a person. Amy looks down, twists her ring. It's not just them, Tammy. It's me. I don't feel pretty in those rooms. I don't feel confident. I feel exposed. Tammy walks over and takes Amy's hands. You are beautiful, inside and out. And if people can't see that, that's their loss, not yours. But you don't have to prove anything to them. You just have to show up. For you. For me. For us. Amy swallows hard. What if I panic? What if I get there and I want to leave, then we leave? No questions, no guilt. I'll fake a stomachache. I'll say I got a call from production. I'll set off the fire alarm if I have to. Amy laughs, a real one this time. You're ridiculous. I'm your sister. Ridiculous is part of the job description. Amy pulls her hands away, but she's smiling now. You really want me there that bad? Tammy's eyes glisten. I really do. I don't want to be the only Slaton sister on the dance floor looking like a disco ball with no backup dancer. Amy rolls her eyes. Fine, I'll go. Tammy squeals and throws her arms around Amy, nearly knocking her over. Yes! Oh my gosh, this is going to be so fun. We'll get ready together. I'll do your hair. We'll take 1,000,000 pictures. You're going to look stunning. Amy hugs her back, tight. I